I want to talk to you about the story of Bryce Underwood. Bryce Underwood is a high schooler. Right now, he's figuring out what pimple medication do I use, and is there a chance that she'll say yes to me to go to the prom? He happens to be the #1 ranked recruit in the country as a quarterback, but believe me, he's got the same issues you do as a high school kid. The other star of this play is the founder of Barstool, a guy named Dave Portnoy. You've heard of him. You may have even had pizza based on his recommendation. Dave Portnoy is a Michigan lover. Dave Portnoy was very upset that Michigan was having some issues, upset that they were not favorites, that they were not talked about as the absolute juggernaut in the country after Harbaugh left. And he said, I'm going to put my money where my loyalty is. I want to use the NIL rules, and I want to find us a quarterback. So meanwhile, while this is happening, keep in mind Bryce Underwood is the #1 recruit. Just keep that in mind. Keep in mind that Bryce Underwood committed to go to LSU. Keep that in mind too. Keep in mind that a couple months ago, early October, the Michigan Wolverines said, we could really use a quarterback. We like this Underwood guy. So we're going to see if we can use Dave Portnoy to try to lure him to Michigan. And then Dave Portnoy got a call. And he got a call saying, hi, we've got someone who also likes Michigan football. We're wondering if you'd be willing to talk to this person. Dave Portnoy says, of course, I'll talk to anyone, including the wall. Apparently, there's a donor for Michigan, and she's a woman, and she loves you, Dave. Don't worry, she's married. She's not interested that way, shockingly so. But she's a big donor that would have an interest in finding a quarterback as well. Would you be willing to take the call? And by the way, her name is Jolyn. And Portnoy said, no problem. They get on the Zoom. Hi, my name's Dave Portnoy. Hi, I'm Jolyn Ellison. Well, not that Ellison, right? Oh, no, that Ellison. I'm married to Larry Ellison. You mean Larry Ellison, one of the richest guys in the world? Yes, indeed. Well, Jolyn, I'm interested now, Dave said. How badly do you really want a quarterback? And Jolyn said, my kids are despondent. They love Michigan. I'm a Michigan alum. I'm willing to put in whatever it takes. Why don't we go ahead and see if we can get Bryce Underwood? We could charge it to the Underhills if you want. They call him up, and they gave him between $10 and $12 million. How would that call come? Past the Clearasil. Wait, what is that? I'm going to get paid between $10 and $12 million if I stay at Michigan for 4 years. Hold on, that's almost $3 million a year. LSU, see you later. It's really quite staggering. So we are about 12 days away from signing day. And Bryce Underwood has flipped from LSU to Michigan. So what does it mean? It means that every fear you had about your school and about the ability of your school to compete, it is now simply a battle of the donors, a battle of NIL money and who's going to sign who for how much. You think that agents aren't going to go after 9th graders, 8th graders, 7th graders and try to wrap them up and say, oh, I'm going to represent your family because we're going to have a lot of offers we're going to have to sift through. I'm going to throw out my suggestion for how to change college athletics, and you're going to think it's way too harsh. I want to have high school players unionize. I want college players to unionize. And I want a salary cap in college. I want there to be the ability for every team to be within a band of payroll. And I say payroll purposefully because these college teams now have payrolls. Then I want every college program to avail itself of venture capital and private equity money and be forced to run a responsible business where they have to raise money, they have to generate money, and that helps govern and inform what the team's payroll will be. Then I want shared revenue. And I don't mean the way it's shared now with conference TV deals that get split, because you know very well that the most powerful teams in the conference, they're getting a disproportionate amount of conference money. There's an amount that gets shared, but believe me, it is not equal. I want to level the playing field. I want Franklin and Marshall to have as good a chance as Lehigh, as good a chance as Michigan or Ohio State or Miami. Because right now, don't ever tell me that you care about the athlete, the student, the process. If you are a fan of how things work now in college athletics, then what you're saying is that you don't need to be 18 years old to be an adult. We are going to force the 12-year-olds. Hey, welcome to your bar mitzvah. What's that growing under my arm? Whoa, I guess I'm now negotiating. The reason I'm so upset about this is not because I'm a Badger. I want to be clear. This is not an anti-Michigan stance. Because Dave Portnoy and Larry Ellison's wife, fine, they're Michigan people. Guess what? Every single school will find a benefactor. And maybe that's the way it should be. That if you can't find a benefactor, you just shut your football program. End it. We don't need a FBS or CFP. You don't need multiple teams. Let's have it be the same 6 teams that get all the players and all the money. What do you do when there's 8 good quarterbacks? Who cares? They'll go play overseas in Russia. The path that college football is on, it doesn't end well.